All right. I don't know what happened to the first stream, but we're back. Um, so let's get into this Tia Mowry interview real quick. Okay, shall we?
Know that it was time
That's a really good
to
question.
take that route?
I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness. I feel like women, we tend to focus on everybody else's happiness, making sure that everybody else is okay, meaning our children. Yeah. Meaning, our children, our friends, our, family. But at the end of the
Okay. See, I'm not saying that women don't do that, but men do it too. Everybody just does it different ways. Uh, how are you supposed to nurture and mother a family without making sure that everybody else is good? That's a part of what comes along with parenting and being a wife and or a husband. You're always looking uh, to make sure that everybody else is good. All right, but let's keep it going.
day, it's about self love. And when you start to really work on yourself, love yourself, know your value, know your worth, and then all of a sudden there's this awakening. Wow. And it's not easy. It's
Okay. I'm not gonna keep stepping it too many times. I don't know. I might. But this whole self-love thing, self-love, self-worth, um, that's gonna end a lot of relationships. And that's gonna cause a lot of people hurt down the line. Um, because she was finding her worth in everything outside of her family. Right? Now, months before this happened, I knew this was gonna happen because she was on Facebook and she posted this picture with her in some white lingerie. Uh and most of the guys was, comment like, yo, you married? Like, say that for your husband. Like we don't want to see that. But she also complained about not doing TikTok challenges and all this, right? So it's like, uh she's been a wife, but now it seems like she wants to have a whole phase at 44. I mean, I'm gonna call it like I see it. She's like that church girl that finally gets free and just has to go bums away and dive straight in. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the vibes that she's giving me, right? It's like, okay, I've been cooped up this long. I have a good reputation. Let's F it all up in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it.
it's a hard journey. But at the end of the day, I feel like it is so, so worth it. So
Yeah, wow.
At the end of the day, it's so
What
brother.
I think, first of all, you could hear the people saying yes, and here, people at home are sitting thinking, I feel
Like, do y'all realize how how much people cheer for dysfunction? Huh? Like, have you ever like been on the internet, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Somebody will post something positive. Nobody cares. Very little likes. Somebody say, "Hey, I'm about to f up the whole store. I'm about to burn it all down. I'm about to go key his car. I'm about to bust up his windows." And then you will hear all you will see the whole comment section. Yes, sis. Call me if you need some help. Drop me the Addy. Drop me this. Drop me that. I'm gonna pull up with you. Yada yada. You get this long stream of people that support dysfunction, right? So you have all these women that's in the audience that are, yes, I always put my kids first and yada yada. Yo, that's what you're supposed to do. People don't really want families anymore. Like people don't want the responsibility. It's like people want kids without the responsibility of being parents, right? People want the kids without the responsibility of being parents. People want the wife title without being a wife. People want the husband title without being a husband. It's like people just want this life to happen automatically. And it don't, man. But let's get back to it.
Feel this
Yeah.
because marriage is hard,
It
you
is.
know?
It takes a lot of work.
And it also takes a
Good.
lot of guts to know when you need to change something.
Yes, it really
It
does.
takes a lot of courage to say this isn't working.
Yeah.
Was there a like moment where you knew like I have to do something different?
Yes, I feel like when I started to, again, like I said, focus on myself, but there was this sadness. And I knew that life is short. I had actually, lost my grandmother. We had lost Elena Housley, and both of them at the same time. There was just an aha moment in me where I said, you know what? You need to tap in, see what's really going on with your happiness. Life is short. Let's go. Let's start working on you and really focusing on what really, really matters here, which is at the end of the day, your peace, your joy, and your happiness. So I would say that. And I was in therapy as well.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of therapy.
Okay. Nobody feels or sees the hurt and the pain in that comment that she just made. And I swear to goodness, when you really look at, now I could be wrong, but I noticed that a lot of relationships end shortly after a woman becomes pregnant, shortly after she gives birth, or when she loses somebody close to her. Right? Uh, what's the stress that they call the pregnant women get stressed? Uh, I don't know. Let me Google it. 'Cause I don't want to tell you to get one thing. Uh, Depression that pregnant women feel. Postpartum depression. Yeah, that's it. Postpartum depression. Thank you, Google. Um, Postpartum depression is a real thing, right? And you think all these women are just getting pregnant and then the guy changes? Oh, he just switched up on me. Did he switch up, or were you going through something with your hormones in your body? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people switch up like that. People just don't switch up, right? People just don't switch up. But your hormones switch up. You don't even got to be pregnant for your hormones to switch up. Women's hormones switch up all the time, right? But then she was in therapy, and growing up in the community that I come up in, right, therapy was frowned upon. And then it's like right when I started getting used to, the idea of therapy and what therapy is supposed to stand for, that's when woke culture happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody wants to be woke. Last thing anybody needs is a woke therapist, because the indoctrination of all this crap is so real that even people in a solid standing relationship, if you go to a therapist outside of your marriage and without the other partner there, you're going to end up breaking up. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. You're going to end up breaking up. Me and my fellas, we were sitting out, I have this big tree log that's in my backyard, and I put a hole in it, and I don't have a fire pit, but I put a hole in the log and I light it on fire, and you can watch the trees tap and everything, doing that. So we're out back, and my brother told me, because it was my brother and like two or three of my cousins. My brother told me, if I go to therapy, I have a good feeling that my therapist will tell me to cut everybody off, because my cousin was going through therapy. And if you watch one of my last videos, basically the one therapist that was, the one that got fired because she was twerking and, thoughting and being a therapist and talking about emotional intelligence and all that. Well, by what he was telling me, his therapist sounds just like her, right? And it's like, so now I grew up and therapy was frowned upon. I started to be cool with it, but now I'm back to square one. Man, screw therapy. Figure it out by yourself. You don't need to put the trust in somebody that has an education that's grown up in this society and the twisted views that we have in this country, and lead and then let them help you guide your life. To me, that seems kind of stupid.
Um, so it was all of that, together that gave me that, aha moment.
What were you the
Yes,
most
two
afraid
people
of saying?
died, and I was
Because this is
sad,
your
so I
step
broke up my
in. Some
family. And
people, when you say, "Oh, my husband and I are going our separate
that's,
ways," they go, "Oh no,
Yeah.
oh that's sad." But you actually see this as
A celebration.
A celebration.
I
in the
really
beginning.
do. I look at it as one of my friends, she sent this beautiful letter to me from a woman who got a divorce. And it's all about, this perspective, in my opinion, and just changing the narrative. My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating.
okay. So first of all, okay, you can't just change the narratives because you want yourself to feel better. You can't change the narrative of something that's not there. You can't do that. You can't change the narrative of something that's not there. Your marriage is not a success. Your marriage is not comparable to any type of furthering any education. You can't just change the narrative. Like, you can't just do that because you want to feel better about yourself. Two people close to you died. You had an aha moment and you broke your family up. It's not a celebration. You have two young kids. Now you walk around TikTok with your mini skirts and your 6-inch heels and trying to get your kids to do the TikTok challenges and all that type of stuff. That's not successful. You destabilize an environment for your children. Like, and then haven't you noticed, like, all of even the closet feminists are people that have that type of thing. When they start on their rants, they all kind of talk the same. Like, you're growing, you're evolving, you're looking at life in a different way, and you're searching, and you're exploring, and this is like, you sound like you heard an audio book and you're mimicking the audio book. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this is just wild for me. Um, because we've come so far in this society to where it's like we can do anything and justify anything. We have no moral values. We have no social cues. Uh, we have no respect for our family, for the names of our family, for our legacy, for none of that. Right? We don't have it. We don't want it. Um,
And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that.
Now that's about to listen, folks, listen. There's a graduation when you divorce your husband and split your family up. That's the graduation, huh? Like at 44, 44, 2 kids, a stable marriage. That's the graduation. You passed the magical class. Yes, let's break my whole family up. I graduated. Are you gonna walk across the stage? Well, yeah. I mean, you kind of just did. Like, you walked across the stage and sat down and Give your graduation speech. And it's wild how people, mainly women, that do this try to rationalize everything. And we wonder why this country is the way it is. You can't, some things you just can't rationalize. Some things you can't turn a negative into a positive all the time. You just can't do that. Hurt people hurt people. So one hurt person just hurt three people. She's not gonna find what she's looking for. She about to find some hurt and some pain and some more trauma. And nobody's gonna tell her that. But twins have a bond. Twins have a bond. And if I was Tamara's husband, listen, it would be a bad idea for her to spend a lot of time around her twin sister. I had twins through my family. Twins have an uncanny bond. Twins have an uncanny bond. Listen, it would not surprise me if Tamara got divorced next. I don't wish it on nobody. I like to see happy families. I believe that people should give their children the best outcome possible. Um, you know, give them the most stable environment possible. I think that rich people that have money that could, I mean, and can I just be real, right? Poor people, poor people, working class people pay $200 to $400 a week for daycare, just so they could go to work, just so they could spend all their money that they just earned on daycare. And by the end of the month, they may even break even. They may. They may. Right. And you have people really out here fighting this battle, round one. And I used to be one of, I had two kids that was in daycare, $400 a week. Right. I'm happy that those days are over, by the way. Um, but $400 a week. It may be a little bit more than that, but I'm gonna just say $400 because that makes the math easier. And you got all these rich people that have the resources for extra help, complaining about how hard it is. It's not just Tamara. It's also Giselle Bruchin. I don't know her. Whatever. The easier people's lives are, the harder that they make certain things. That's just how life works. But to compare your marriage and your divorce to a curriculum and a graduation, uh, 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 to even let that come out of your mouth shows that you weren't thinking about anything. And then all your actions afterwards, all the validation that you're seeking from your fan base, uh, and from other women. I mean, yes, you're going to capitalize. You're going to make some money off of it because women will rally behind you. Because anything that has to do with system, order, or structure of any kind that comes from any man, this country has really programmed women to really buck against the system. Even when you see that it's working. Even when you see that it's working. She's been with the same guy for what, 20 years, 15, 20 years. And up until this point, her reputation, remarkable. Right? Her reputation, remarkable. Things that she's talked about has never put her in the fire as much. They had that TV show. I don't think Corey really wanted that TV show because some men really don't like their business of their home on TV. He probably just went along with it because she wanted to do it. Because during that time, like reality TV was like a big thing and everybody can get a check. But Snoop Dogg had one, but they canceled his because his didn't have drama. You know what I'm saying? His, he's not cussing on his wife and his wife not hitting him over the head. So they have a pretty cool relationship. They've been together for a very long time. But do you see how they do that right there? Snoop, good marriage, very popular, no drama, cancels his reality show. This world is looking for drama, but she's being with the same guy, and her reputation up until recently has been intact. The way that she carried herself during her marriage demanded respect. It demanded people talk to her a certain way. It demanded people talk about her a certain way. But yet and still, the protection that men do give, it's a covering of, this woman belongs to this guy, and look how she acts. She's upstanding. She's modest in the way that she dresses. She's modest in the way that she talks. Like, those things matter. Now we're out here looking at the unraveling of somebody that wants to be 44 and go through a whole phase. I've seen it too many times. Like, I know what it is. I know what it is. And part of what it is, this is gonna sound crazy to some people. Part of what it is she wants to be slutted out. She wants to be slutted out. She wants to be slutted out. But the thing is, many times, women don't want their husbands to slut them out because they want their husband to see them a certain way. Many people blame that on the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because, people say, men don't want to try this. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I want to try everything. You know what I'm saying? But women don't want their husbands to see them in a certain light. But when you're in a marriage, hey, that's the time where you can let your husband slut you out. Let him choke you and call you all kind of dirty whores and pull your hair and bang your head up against the headboard and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're not supposed to hold back, because anything that you do in a marriage is for the marriage. That's the crazy thing. People hate men saying, do this in the comforts of a marriage. Do this in a marriage. And now we got to look at the internet, all these 40, 50, 60-year-old women crying because they regret what they did. Tia's going to regret tearing up her family to go through this whole phase. It's not pretty out here for nobody. Not for men, not for women. Like if you're married, more chances than not, your best bet is to either stay in a relationship that you're with or play this game to just get laid and move it along. It's not pretty out here. It's just not. It's horrible for everybody. Men complaining about women, women complaining about men. Like, listen, the only thing that's waiting for anybody that's been married for a longer period of time is a whole bunch of trauma. She looking for it, she about to find it. She about to find it real quick. But now, all the slutting out that she didn't let her husband do, she about to she about to get it. But there's an embarrassment that's gonna come with it. There's a hurt that's gonna come from it. There's a, oh, I thought I was in love with this guy. Is not my husband. This guy doesn't know me like that guy that I just spent 20 years with. There's not a connection there. There's maybe an attraction there, but there's not a connection there. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Most people, most people, especially women, if you spend 10 or more years with the same person, you're not fit for nobody else. You're not fit. Like, you are not fit for nobody else. If you manage to stay with somebody for 10 years, you're not fit for nobody else. Nobody's going to fit into your life. Nobody's going to fit into your attitude. Nobody's going to try to fix your attitude. Like, you're really custom made for the person that you've been with for the past 20 years. And it's crazy. People wait till they 44 and 50s and then just want to go buck wild. You didn't graduate it. I mean, graduate. Lord Jesus. Uh, you didn't graduate. You failed. Your television dissertation was not accepted. Society is starting to speak out about this stuff. Women are starting to see how foolish other women sound, and they're speaking out about it. At some point, we're going to have to let society correct itself, you know, um, and I think that's where we're headed. But that was disturbing when I heard it. I should have did the video sooner. Um, but I was really disgusted when she said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, what? You know? But she's been doing patterns like for even before she got divorced, and and those type of things can cause problems because if you know that you have a husband that's like really not trying to be in a limelight and do all this type of stuff, and then you're, just trying to press the envelope. But I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna see what he do. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna see how mad he get. Or I'm gonna pretend to do this. I mean, cause like really, it sounds like she's been playing games the whole time, trying to nudge herself closer to living this older whole type of lifestyle. You can even hear it when she talks. She's like, "Well, I was gonna do this TikTok challenge, but I was gonna make it into a mom version, and her husband knows her. You don't pipe somebody down for 20 years and not know who that woman is. He knows her tendencies. He knows, okay, once you start doing this, it's going to get down here from there. Like men know this about their women. Men know when their woman is solid in certain areas and when their woman isn't solid in certain areas. And if you're a woman that happens to come across this point of my video, if your man is okay with you doing some things, but he's not okay with you doing some other things, he realized you're not solid in this area and it's going to cause problems for you guys further down the road. But that's going to be labeled as controlling. But listen, this is my time. I'm tired. I just got off the road. I'm about to get on the road again in a couple hours. Please like, subscribe, and share. Shout out to all my 53 subs. I have the cameras to do better quality if you go back to some of my some of my videos. the camera looks better. Uh, my office flooded 2 times actually, and after they fixed it, I've been hesitant to put up some of my good camera stuff down here. It did just rain and pretty hard all day, and there's not one drop of water down here. Um, so I may set it up soon, but I didn't want to leave my cameras set up and how like moisture get backed up into the stuff. So please bear with me as I get all my stuff set back up. Um, but don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, please. I respond to I think all my comments. Uh, I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I'm starting a sports channel also. Uh, and I have a music channel. I have not done anything with that channel, but people have been asking me to start doing music and stuff again, so I'm gonna be doing that too. Um, Email me, camopodcast@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you guys then. Go.